Not only that, these two, the judge and his wife, gave him assault rifles that belonged to their daughter. That's what they're charged with. In the criminal report affidavit, he goes to a shooting range with these assault rifles, with a suppressor, with other known TDA members, and they're shooting. What? This is the last person that we want in our country, nor will we ever tolerate a judge or anyone else harboring them. Rare for victims to want to cooperate. They wanted to cooperate. They were sitting in the courtroom with the state prosecutor. The judge learns that ICE was outside to get the guy because he had been deported in 2013. Came back in our country, commits these crimes, charged with committing these crimes, victims in court. Judge finds out, she goes out in the hallway, screams at the immigration officers. She's furious, visibly shaken, upset, sends them off to talk to the chief judge. She comes back in the courtroom, you're not going to believe this, takes the defendant and the defense attorney back in her chambers, takes them out a private exit and tells them to leave, while a state prosecutor and victims of domestic violence are sitting in the courtroom.
Wow.
You know, Madam Attorney General, great to have you here, and thanks for coming back on America Report. So we remember these words of Tom Homan, the border czar. This was March 17th, and his message on these judges who apparently are trying to get in the way of this administration's efforts. Listen.
I'm proud to be a part of this administration. We're not stopping. I don't care what the judges think. I don't care what the left thinks. We're coming.
So when you see these
Hey, Tom Homan is gangsta. He's one of my favorite people in this entire administration.
Judges trying to obstruct your efforts to make this country safer, what is your message to them?
We are going to prosecute you, and we are prosecuting you. I found out about this the day it happened. We could not believe, actually, that a judge really did that. We looked into the facts in great depth. That's her picture up on the screen, Hannah Dugan, who is now in custody. You cannot obstruct a criminal case, and really, shame on her. It was a domestic violence case of all cases, and she's protecting a criminal defendant over victims of crime.
In fact, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Are you kidding me? A judge, the person you're supposed to go up to him and say, Your Honor? Ain't no way I'm hearing this. This is crazy.
Had an initial appearance in court. There's also this other case coming out of New Mexico. Judge Joel Cano and his wife were arrested for harboring a TDA member at their home. The alleged TDA member had been picked up by law enforcement, and now he and his wife were picked up and arrested. And you say that you believe, as the Attorney General, that the person that they were having living at their home was a truly, potentially bad individual.
Well, hell no. A judge has a TDA member at their house harboring a gang member? What is happening? What is happening? This is crazy, man. I never thought I would ever hear anything like this. This is the wildest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's the judge up on the screen now who got arrested. Yeah, his name is Ortega.
Wait, so 2 judges in 1 week got arrested? No way.
Ortega, he was is a known TDA member, So he comes through Eagle Pass, December 2023. He's living in our country. January 2025, ICE, they get a tip. Tom Homan's done a great job. Our FBI did a great job on this case, too. They get a tip that he is living with a judge and the judge's wife. So they have him arrested first on immigration charges. A Judge Damian Martinez releases him, saying that Judge Cano has a good BS meter and wouldn't let just anyone live on his property.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the associations with this violent Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, and this person that they harbored in their home, he was showing signs through clothing, we were told, tattoos. There was evidence through voice messages and text messages of his association to TDA. So what charges will Cano and his wife face, if any?
So Judge Cano, soon to be former Judge Cano, got his charges were just unsealed. He's charged with obstruction. He admitted post Miranda. He took one of the TDA members' cell phones himself, took it, beat it with a hammer, destroyed it, and then walked the pieces to a city dumpster to dispose of it to protect him. The wife also is charged with destroying evidence. Sandra, not only that, this TDA member, and he had on a necklace that said kill, something about death. He had tattoos all over him. He also had on his cell phone pictures of two decapitated victims, victims, decapitated, gruesome photos, and he was sending them out, and whoever he was sending them to was sending back saying, hey, you need to be careful, you shouldn't be sending these, you shouldn't be texting these photos out. Not only that, these two, the judge and his wife, gave him assault rifles that belonged to their daughter. That's what they're charged with. In the criminal report affidavit, he goes to a shooting range with these assault rifles, with a suppressor, with other known TDA members, and they're shooting.
What?
This is the last person that we want in our country, nor will we ever tolerate a judge or anyone else harboring them.
I got a newfound respect for Pam Bondi. I knew she was a G when she started, taking care of these Tesla people that have been going around doing all these crazy crimes, attacking Teslas for no reason, which is absolutely ridiculous. But she's getting a lot of heat from a lot of conservatives saying that she's not doing enough, but apparently she's doing her job. She might just have such a big workload and so much stuff to take care of that she's like, you know what? I got to put this stuff on the back burner and focus on what's most important right now. And people like this are far more important than just getting a list of names out to people for right now. Like, this is serious. How is there a judge with a Venezuelan gang member at his house, harboring him in the house? They're chilling, hanging out, drinking margaritas, eating tacos and whatever else they're doing. I don't know what Venezuelans actually eat, but I'm sure it's probably good. It's probably eating good, all kind of Venezuelan foods, doing dancing and stuff. All in the basement. What the heck is going on? And then they go to the shooting range together with AR-15s with the judge. Oh, hell no. I cannot believe I'm hearing this. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. This is like out of a movie. You always have a thought in your mind that there could be some corrupt people, but never did I ever think that I would be hearing this. Who is the leader of this PDA gang? They need to figure out who that is and take this whole gang down. Come on now. Because how powerful are they really if they have members of the gang living with a United States judge? Are they paying him? Or are they scared and fear for their life? Are they being forced or bullied into doing it? Who knows? But that is crazy. And to be a judge, you know how much money judges make? I would never, ever give up that salary to help anyone. Come on now. Come on now. Thank God they figured this out. Because, man, how many more people are doing this? This is wild.
Let me, if I could, Madam Attorney General, come back to the Wisconsin case and Judge Hannah Dugan. Because in allegedly letting the perpetrator and the attorney out through a non-public exit and allowed them to get out in front of the building, we had a situation where we've seen that I know Tom Homan was complaining about in Colorado, where there would be no transfer of a defendant from a jail to ICE custody on a detainer request in a way that was orderly and protected public safety. They would dump them off in a parking lot, and then ICE would have to chase them around with the DEA or whatever, or FBI, and pick them up. This ended up in a foot chase in public cite. It says here, a foot chase ensued. The agents, and this was a DEA agent and an FBI agent, pursued Flores Ruiz for the entire length of the courthouse, ultimately apprehended him near the intersection of West State Street and 10th Street. So the judge apparently has created a situation here where you have a public foot chase. And we all know that, while sometimes they can come off without incident, they can also turn into very dangerous situations.
Real quick, I live in Colorado and I am ashamed of the people that are running this state. They've absolutely destroyed it. We have one of the worst governors, if not the worst governor. Well, I don't know, actually, because J.D. Pritzker out of Illinois is absolutely terrible, and so is Gavin Newsom. So it's between those three. If you add Jared Polis in there, those are the three worst governors in the United States. All these sanctuary cities in these states are being absolutely decimated by illegals and by the bad policies that these people have put in place. Colorado is crazy right now. You wouldn't believe all the crazy laws that they have been passing. I'm looking for a new home somewhere else. I don't know if I can raise a family here anymore. And that hurts because I love this place. It is an absolutely beautiful state. There's so much to see and so much to do. Colorado is gorgeous. It is a beautiful place. But oh my goodness, the policies are just so terrible. Parents don't have any control over what the schools do to their kids. Parents are losing their kids to the school system because of the laws that they pass. They're taking away Second Amendment rights. So much is going on, and not to mention, now we have the fifth worst crime in the nation. But let's keep it going.
John, that's exactly right. She put the lives of our law enforcement officers at risk. She put the lives of citizens at risk. A street chase, which is absurd that had to happen. But yes, she put a lot of people in danger. That judge did it. So did the other judge. Judge Cano is charged with. They were allegedly giving him assault rifles, AK-47s, AR-15s, with a suppressor, a known TDA member, letting him go to a shooting range to refine and perfect his shooting skills.
Madam
What's
Attorney,
happened to our judiciary is beyond me.
Yeah, so when the American public hears this and they think these were once upstanding people in their communities and their professions, and they put it all on the line for this, I mean, have you dug into their motive? Like, what inspired them to carry out these acts and harbor criminals?
They're deranged is all I can think of. I cannot believe. I think some of these judges think they are beyond and above the law, and they are not. And we're sending a very strong message today. If you are harboring a fugitive, we don't care who you are. If you are helping hide one, if you are giving a TDA member guns, anyone who is illegally in this country, we will come after you and we will prosecute you. We will find you.
If I could just finish off with this idea, very significant development that you're arresting judges now. Now, it could be that the judges have engaged in terribly bad behavior and deserve to be arrested. But you know what critics will say? They'll say, "Oh, this is a government that is expanding the powers of the Article 1 of the Constitution. Now they're arresting judges." How do you respond to that?
No one is above the law, John. No one is above the law in this country. And if you are destroying evidence, if you are obstructing justice, when you have victims sitting in a courtroom of domestic violence and you're escorting a criminal defendant out a back door, it will not be tolerated, and it is a crime in the United States.
Yes, like I said, I have a new respect for Pam Bondi. She's doing her job, man. I got to give her some grace. Something needs to happen to all of these evil judges out here that have an agenda. At least it seems like they have an agenda against the president and the Trump administration. And I just think it's so crazy, mind-boggling to see these two judges get arrested for doing the crimes that they did. They don't want to work with ICE. One of them is housing illegals. One of them slipping people out the back door to make sure they don't get arrested. The other one is allegedly hanging out at the shooting range with a known gang member. What? Come on now. You're a judge. And to think of how hard it is and how much school and how smart you have to be to become a judge, to throw it all away makes me think these people are compromised. And I don't know if they're being forced to do this or they're getting kickbacks or what, but something is up. I just don't see people doing this out of the goodness of their heart. That doesn't make sense because logic should reign supreme, especially when you're a judge. What is going on? And how many more people in the United States are doing this? Oh, we've got a lot of work to do in this country, man. I could not believe that 2 judges in 1 week are getting arrested. How embarrassing. What a bad look. But hey, at least we're picking out the bad apples and maybe we can get things going the right way. But you guys drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you ever expect to see anything like this in your lifetime? This is crazy. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. You're watching the Unexplained Outlook. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.